Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and it is a great day, as always, when I have my good friend Norm Mackenzie in the studio. Norm is the Community Engagement Coordinator for the San Diego Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center. Always good to see you, Norm.
Thanks, Drew, man. It's always good to be here. How you been?
I'm doing just fine over here. One of these days, we're going to have you take over the mic, and I can be the guest. What do you think?
Nah, I think it's good, Drew. It's all you.
No, absolutely. It's the other way around. It's all about the guests over here. Joining Norm is his colleague, advisory board member of Salvation ARC, better known as Adult Rehabilitation Center, is Dave Robbins. Dave, thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, good to meet you, Drew. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Well, listen, the honor is all ours, and thank you and your company, Leidos, for your support on the community as a whole, but especially with the with ARC and so, and also joining us is one of colleagues of Norm and Dave, and that's Tekraugh, Jordan James, a program aide. How you doing, Tekraugh?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm just grateful to be here. Thank you.
Well, we're grateful to have you here. How long have you been involved with ARC?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, great. And then, did you go through the program?
4 years ago, I walked into the Salvation Army.
Look at what a poster child for success. Oh, my goodness, that is terrific. So here you are 4 years ago. You walk in, and were you there 4 years ago, Norm?
No, actually, I was up in the Central Valley working in the prison system at that time. So.
Okay, so you walk in and you're going, "What am I in for?" Right? Did you said, "No, I know this is going to be good." Talk about what your feelings were.
I mean, it actually wasn't any of those. I mean, when I walked in there, I just wanted to get in there and do what I had to do to get off probation.
Right. And so, what was the first thing besides the fact you were in a very comfortable, probably a warm environment? Did they?
Loving environment. Our intake coordinator at the time took me into a room. She looked at me and I. She showed concern. She showed that she wanted to believe what I was saying. Right, and she interviewed me and she told me, "All right, well, welcome here, welcome home."
Beautiful. So here it is 4 years later. And I just love these stories. I'm getting actually goosebumps. And for me to get goosebumps is amazing because, as I've been told many times, you don't have any feelings. I know I got some feelings. So talk about how important it was, Tekraugh, for you to get those folks on the ARC side to say trust. Trust is so important, and I know in many cases people have been let down because people have not been trustworthy and all that business. But you must have felt that trust as soon as you walked in the door.
You know what? When I came into that program, right, I come from other outside circumstances that I put myself in,
right,
and I didn't have any trust for anyone at that time. Right? I didn't come to the program wanting to fall in line with the program. I just needed a place to go. But over time, I developed some big trust for the staff that was there, the administrators that were there, our resident manager, the intake coordinator. They showed me some type of love and I'm sorry, I lost the words for it.
Well,
they just showed me that I had an opportunity to be held accountable for the things that I did before, and to be able to live the life that I have now.
See, that's such a beautiful word, David. I mean, from an advisory board member, that just got to make you thrilled because it's exactly what you're trying to do, correct?
Exactly. And, with Tech, you could see the faith in him grow over time. He became a resident manager. He was leading others. He did an incredible job there, and the trust just kept growing.
And think about that. I mean, literally a poster person for success. If anyone doubts, I'm not so sure this can happen. Tech's going to say, listen, it did happen. It happened to me, and it can happen to everybody else. Correct, Tech?
Sure will.
Yeah, exactly. Norm, this must just be phenomenal to hear these stories.
Oh, it's just amazing, Drew. And these are the stories that that we help each and every day, right? And we're out there reaching out into the community, to the homeless, to those that just might not know where to go or how to go, or, they've been trying to call their families or whatever, and nobody would take their call, but the Salvation Army took their call. And now the change that is taking place is just one it's mind-blowing and blind-blowing, you know what I mean? It's really an amazing thing.
No, without question. We're chatting with our friends from the San Diego Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center. We got Norm Mackenzie, Community Engagement Coordinator, Advisory Board Chair Dave Robbins, and then Tekraugh Jordan James, a program aide, talking about Tech's story, moving forward on this. And again, the thing is, when we have a lot of groups like Salvation Army on, we have Just in Time for Foster Youth, we have Second Chance is a great program. And then when you see the people like Tech here that have come through it, that's the best promotion for any type of program as there is. But Norm, let's talk about this big golf tournament you have coming up. It's what day and where is it?
So it's our third annual golf tournament. It's going to be on June 17th, and it'll be at the Chula Vista Golf Course in Chula Vista. And we are just looking at this year to just blow everything away as far as anything we've done in the prior 2 years. We would love folks to be able to come on out and support. And one of the cool things that we're going to have is we're going to have our Second Chances campaign along there with it. We're going to have the Second Chance board out there where we can write on that board about second chances and just have a great time with the community and friends.
No, that's great. And again, what the date is when?
June 17th.
Very good. Are you going to be golfing in it, Norm?
Absolutely.
Okay, very, very good. How about you, Tech?
I tried last time, and I guess I'll give it a try this time.
See, that is the spirit over there. Dave, how about you?
I'll be there.
Oh, beautiful. That's so good to hear. Dave, talk a little bit about your daughter's journey, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And I think a lot of families go through the same sort of thing with a child or a cousin or,
Right.
whatever. But addiction affects many families, if not most. And
Right.
so our first concerns came when our daughter had just graduated from high school, and one night she didn't come home. And we talked to some of her friends. They said, well, she had some beers, and then her personality changed, and she was just not the girl that we know. And then we saw other symptoms through college. She graduated from Santa Barbara, and she seemed to be doing okay for a while. And then it's hard to know, Drew. It's really hard
Right.
to know unless you're living with someone day in and day out whether they've got a problem like this. And it became apparent eventually. It got bad enough, and so we got her into different programs. Some for a couple of weeks of outpatient. Then we did a, residential thing for a few months at great expense. And they really didn't do much. And then we found out about the Salvation Army. It's a residential program, 6-month minimum, and it's free. It's entirely free. So she got into that, and she stayed for a year.
Wow.
And, it made a huge difference. Now, that was not the last program she went through. She went through another one after that at the Crossroads, but it changed her life. And, we could see, like my wife said, you got to come to a chapel service some Sunday because you won't believe, what you see there. And I felt, you could see God's hand at work there. And it just spoke to me. It's like Moses in the burning bush. Take your sandals off, Moses. You're standing on hallowed ground. This is holy ground you're here at. So things changed with her. Ultimately, she's been clean and sober now for 7 years.
Congratulations.
She just finished her master's degree in marriage and family therapy.
Wow.
And she's living a beautiful life. And she comes over to see us every Sunday, spends a few hours with us. And that's just priceless.
So, they gave the perfect example, as Tech did earlier on it. Yes, you have treated your daughter, that individual, but look at the tentacles that have benefited from it. You, your wife, if she has any siblings, her friends, aunts, uncles, and all that business. And Tech, I'm sure the same with you, is that here you are, look what you've done, 4 years, now you're working for the organization. Yes, it benefited you, there's no question, but look at all the other people that benefited as well. And we always make a point about talking about, Norm and I talk about it all the time. It's just not the individual that benefits from it, which is important. It's the other tentacles. Dave, how important is that?
Oh, it's amazing. I've been drawn into this. I'm approaching retirement, and I'm spending more and more time with the Army and working reentry program where we find jobs. We develop resumes for the beneficiaries after they graduate. And now we're trying to put together a program. This is Herb Lieberman, one of the other council members, and me, to try to help our graduates find careers instead of just jobs.
Right.
A lot of them can get jobs in the community, and even the Salvation Army is very good about providing jobs to graduates. But if we can get them into a career, we have culinary arts schools that we support, construction schools, and we want to get our beneficiaries that have graduated into local community colleges so they can get the skills to have a real career. Yeah. And we're doing that now. We've got one guy who I understand spent most of his adult life in prison, and now he's becoming a drug and alcohol therapist. He's working on that through San Diego City College. We have another example to your left there of someone who did that. Norm's done that, and it's amazing.
You think about it. So, and we love talking about this, so from someone who has, been incarcerated, or whatever the case may be, and at whatever that is a year, $70,000 a year, I don't know what it is, to now making X amount of money and contributing to it, and now working with these other people to support that is really what it comes down to, is why you guys' organization is so critical in preaching to the congregation. Of course, when we come back from break, I want to talk more about, I love your concept on careers versus jobs. We'll certainly shout out the golf tournament as well. And then I really want to, ask Tech, so we can think about it during the break. What advice would you give to people that are quite tentative? I'm not so sure if this arc is for me, and want to hear what Tech has to say. When we come back from a break, talking to our good friends from the San Diego Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, Dave Robbins, Advisory Board member and chair of ARC. He's also a senior VP at Leidos, one of the great supporters of this organization. The inimitable Norm Mackenzie. He is the community engagement coordinator for the San Diego Adult Rehabilitation Center of Salvation Army. And my new good friend, Tech Jordan James, program aide, and just really kudos to you, Tech, for what you have done, where you're going to go, and all the wonderful people you're going to chat about after we come back from break. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for more than 60 years. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You are listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union here in the beautiful Mission Fed studio in Scripps Ranch. Mission Fed's been doing great things for 60 years. I want to make a correction. My fault. My apologies. Tekraugh. I was calling you Tekraugh Jordan James. It is Tekraugh Jordan Jones, and we're going to have a conversation with Norm afterwards about this, if that's all right.
No problem.
Okay, absolutely. You know, Dave, I want to get back to something before we get to the golf tournament again that you brought up. I think is spot on. Careers versus jobs. You know, and jobs are important. We all know that. But the career is going to give you something that you can really hang your head on.
A lot of our graduates, have families already, and they need ultimately to get back and support them, and you can't do it at minimum wage. So it's something you pass through as you leave the Salvation Army and move on, but you really need to get into a career where you can make some money. And there are lots of opportunities out there. And what we see as our mission, Herb and I, is to do what we can to get people vectored into these new programs and getting education that gives them a skill like machining, construction. They could be electricians, and I think we can work with the local unions. So there are a lot of opportunities out there, and we just have to make sure that we make our people aware of them and help them get in. If they need a letter of recommendation, we're there for them.
Right, and not just the people that like Tech or whomever, but those organizations that the plumbing companies or the electrical companies or any communication companies. These folks are ready to work. They are going to be dedicated. They're going to be loyal, and I think they make great employees. I think that's just as much on the other side as well.
Yeah, and a number of our graduates have incredible skills too already.
Sure.
Some have been, workers in the communications industry. We have one guy who has a bachelor's from Harvard and a master's.
That's fantastic.
It's amazing. And, these people can do wonderful things in the community, but they can't if they're burdened by alcohol or drugs.
Right. But talks about the courage that folks like Norm and, of course, Tech have. It takes that's a courageous step to sit there and, admit you got something wrong, right? And then actually to do something about it. Before we get to Tech and talk about it, give some thoughts to what you would say to folks that may be doubting this program, Tech. Norm, shout out that golf tournament again.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. And, I just want to give you a big shout out, Drew, because you are such a big supporter of the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, as well as the community as a whole and all the great work that you do. Thanks again for having us on this show. It's such a pleasure to be with you. Our golf tournament, which will be happening on June 17th at the Chula Vista Golf Course in Chula Vista. You can actually go to our website. It's San Diego arc.salvationarmy.org. There's a bunch of tiles on there. You can click on that link and it'll take you to a page where you can register, sponsor. You can sponsor a hole. We're looking for folks to sponsor holes out there. We're looking for some big sponsors, as I know Leidos has always come on board with that, and they're big sponsors for us, and some other great community members already are sponsoring for us. And so we just want to continue to support it, because all those proceeds, they go to continue to help folks such as Tech and myself and those that are walking through the door today. We had 3 new people walk through the door today and come and
That's
say,
great.
You know what, I want a chance. I want to get some help. And we're there to love on them. We're there to help them. We're there to guide them so that they can have a new life and they can have a career like Dave is talking about. And that's what the Second Chances campaign's about. It's an awareness campaign. We want our communities to know that there's a second chance. There's a place you can go that you can get some help, and you can just, find a place of healing. And the most importantly, you can find Jesus.
Yeah, and the key to all of this is you got somebody that's going to be with you shoulder to shoulder, and through this whole travel and this journey, from a very difficult spot you're in to where you are right now, and that's so well stated on that, Norm. So, Tech, what would you say to folks that are those 3 people that just walked in the door? Okay, and what are you in for? I'm not sure this is going to work. I have some doubts. What would you tell them?
Give yourself a chance. We know what that next drink is going to get us. We know what that next drug is going to get us. but we don't doubt doing it when we do it. Give yourself a chance to save your life, right? Because with each drink and each drug, you have a chance of overdosing, dying, ruining your life, ruining someone else's life.
Right.
Come into this program, give yourself a chance. Give us a chance to help you. Give yourself a chance to know Jesus.
Right. So, you had mentioned that when you first got there, I'm sure a lot of folks in this area, there was a trust issue. I'm trusting my turnaround in my life and a realization if I keep on going this path, it's not going to end up well for me and all that. But I'm going to take a chance on it. There must have been a time where you go, okay, well, I'm going to come back and I'm back a second day. Well, I'm back a third, because you got to be there for 6 months. But, but when did it hit you to say, no, these guys are the real deal? I'm going to be healing. Did it take a week? Did it take a month? Did it take 3 days?
It was, for me, when I started to trust people,
right,
just a couple of weeks in,
right,
you know, I started to get the camaraderie of the guys in the house,
right,
and also just how the employees cared about us and took care of us,
right,
and they do this. We do these things like we do every month. We have a birthday dinner. So the month that I went into the program was my birthday month, and they made this big deal about it. Right, had cake, had ice cream, had all these things that birthday has from like when we were kids, and we all shared our greatest birthday moment, right? And I couldn't think of one.
But that story, I'm sure, is told a lot by folks that came from the space that you did, or foster kids. And we take for granted sometimes that folks have had candles and presents and all that. Not the case with a lot of folks. Now, when they celebrate your birthday month, okay, do you say, I can tell you one. It was my first time I did it at Salvation Army.
That's exactly what I do.
I think that's beautiful. We're chatting with Tekraugh Jordan Jones. He is a program aide for the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, joined by his colleague Norm Mackenzie, Community Engagement Coordinator for ARC, and then Dave Robbins. He's an advisory board chair for ARC, senior VP at Leidos. And again, kudos to you, Dave, and Leidos for supporting this great work on this. This is the time where we just sort of go around the table. We'll start with you on this one, Norm. Other than going to the golf tournament on the 17th and signing up and getting a sponsorship June 17th, that'll be at Chula Vista Golf Course. What else can our listeners do to support you?
Well, they can continue to support us through going to our website. Again, like I was telling you, the San Diego ARC.salvationarmy.org. And there's places they can donate. You can donate as part of the Second Chance campaign. We're out there doing a lot of clothing and goods drives out there in our communities. And when you donate something, some clothes, like you did last time, Drew, that's helping our men, that goes to help continue our program, to continue to have those doors open so that we can continue to help folks.
Yeah, and the key with me on that, Norm, was gain weight so you can't get back into your suits, and so you have to give them away. So there's a good way of doing that. Dave, what can we do to continue to support the great work that you're doing? And then congratulations to you and your daughter, by the way.
Thank you. I think one of the biggest things is referring people that have needs, that are addicted to drugs or alcohol, to talk to Norm and see if we can help them out. In many cases, we can. We have a few empty beds there, which seems like a crime against nature. We should have those beds filled, and we should have a waiting list for them. So that's one of the big things. People that hear about the program, if they can get their children, cousins, whatever, into the program through talking with Norm, I think that's a beautiful thing. Another thing we've done recently that's fairly new is we have online e-commerce. And so that's at shopthesalvationarmy.com. And people can go on there. It's like eBay, and you can buy, refurbished or used goods, and everything starts at $9.99. So there's, no, they aren't going on there for $100. Even a Rolex watch is going to start at $9.99, and that's happened.
Beautiful. Well, that's a great thing. And Tech, any final words?
Well, I just wanted to add on with listeners. If anyone out there has struggled with addiction, share your story. Your message can save someone's life.
And theirs specifically. Absolutely. Well, what an honor to chat with you. I want to make sure that our listeners know it is June the 17th, Salvation Army golf tournament down in Chula Vista. The sponsors get a get a foursome, do whatever. It goes to a great cause. Norm, it's always good seeing you. We're going to look forward to having you back in sooner than later. Bring another one of your colleagues like Tech into the mix. We can't talk about this enough. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great, Drew. And again, just a big thanks to you and all that you do. And we're so glad to be here and thankful for Dave and Mr. Tech to come on and share some of their stories and the great things that the Salvation Army is doing and helping others, right? And giving them a place to come and have a new way to live.
Yeah, absolutely changing lives. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, chatting with our good friends from the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, Dave Dobbins, Advisory Board Chair, Norm Mackenzie, Community Engagement Coordinator, and Tekraugh Jordan Jones, the Program Aide. We hope you enjoyed the program.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.